Welcome to the Wealth Detective Podcast. Are you ready to become your own wealth detective, to find money in new ways and experience wealth like never before? Well, come along for some wild stories that will teach you, inspire you, maybe even shock you a little bit. And let's get ready to build wealth together. Hello, and welcome back to another week of the Wealth Detective Podcast. Okay, so as many of you know, I also have a tax and accounting company, and DBI Taxes and Accounting. If you want to go look us up, that's our website. So with that, we are mostly a remote company, but during tax season, it's all hands on deck, basically. So we have some of our remote employees that will come in and work in office to make sure that it all runs smoothly and we get everything done, etc. Right? Okay. So with this, there's one coworker, and she cracks me up. She's been wanting to figure out a new hobby, a new something potentially crafty to do. Okay. So this season, every week that she has come down, I shouldn't say every, most weeks that she has come down, we've been testing out new potential hobbies for her. Okay. And so we've had a lot of fun coming up with different ideas of what she wants to try, if we think we're going to like it, if we think she's going to like it, if we actually like it. And it's been kind of surprising and fun. Just number one, to experiment, to go try different things, some things that I've been wanting to try for years. And so it's been really fun to actually go do that and have someone to do it with. And then also just to see if we really like them or not. Okay. So some of these things we've gone to a stained glass, or not stained glass. Yeah, stained glass. That's the right word. Okay. Stained glass class, which that was highly recommend. Anyway, we've done a few, but this last week we went to do pottery. Okay. So like throwing clay pottery on the wheel. Okay. Now, years and years and years ago, when I was working in Japan, we went to like this world famous pottery place and we took a pottery class, and that was really fun. So I have thrown pottery on a wheel one time before, but literally it was like 20 years ago. Okay. So she and I get to our hour and a half class, and we decided to do the one where we would actually like get to make something and bring it, and then we would glaze it, and we would actually get to keep it. Okay. Because there were all sorts of options. So we show up, we had the cutest teacher. Her name was Emily, and it was just the two of us in the class. So Emily was like, okay, we're going to start with a demonstration first. So she sits down, she gets her piece of clay, she starts putting it on the wheel. She's like, the very first step is actually the hardest step. And she's like, so it's kind of a bummer that it's the first step, but she's like, but don't worry, I'll make sure that you did it right, because if you don't get this part right, it just like, it won't work. Okay. And so she's like, but you have to center the clay. So, first you stick it onto the wheel. Okay. You make it really tight. Now, mind you, all you pottery people out there that are listening, please bear with me. I'm giving a very simplistic overview of this process. Okay. So just know. Just know that I know there's more to it, but we're going to make it really simple for purposes of the point that I'm trying to say here. Okay. So you get it to stick on the wheel, you turn the wheel, basically to the fastest speed. Okay. And then Emily gave this really cool description of she's like, no, you're going to like anchor your left elbow into your side. You're going to basically like hunch your whole body over the wheel, and you're going to hold your left hand right against the clay, and then your right hand, you're going to put it like on top of the clay, kind of like you're karate chopping it. She's like, the clay is going to want to like move your hand, like bounce it back and forth. She's like, if that happens, you have to hold your hand tighter and stronger, like really anchor it into your body, anchor it into all of you. She's like, because you have to center the clay. So she showed us how when it's not centered, it looks really wobbly. Like you literally it will look like it's wobbling on the wheel. Okay. So as she's demonstrating this and showing us, she's like, just know it's going to take more pressure than you think. And we're like, okay, great. She's like, and before you start doing the next step, let me come over and check it for you. Okay. Because like she said, she's like, the project doesn't work if the clay is not centered. Okay. So we go sit at our own wheels. We get our clay, we get it all smushed on there. We turn up the wheel speed, right? Okay. So we turn it on, and yeah, it was a lot more pressure than anticipated. Okay. But it was actually a really beautiful process, because here's what all connected, because she just kept being like, you can't make the finished product. Like it will not work. It will not be centered. It will fly off the wheel. Like the whole basis of being able to create beautiful pottery, the very first step is to get it centered on the wheel. And so as I'm centering my clay on the wheel, and actually, you guys, it was like my favorite part of the whole process, because I could like get it centered pretty easily. But then like the whole shaping, I was like, I kind of suck at this part. Like, I was like, Emily, can you come help me? Granted, I did get 2 pieces out of it. So just saying, maybe I'll share some pictures at some time. But as I was sitting there centering it and really like just locking in, really putting like the pressure needed on it and just letting it shape itself by holding that centering, it honestly made me think of what I teach with like my clients, because I always talk about how you have to align with yourself, with your higher power. And once you are in alignment with who you are, not with who everyone else tells you to be or who you think you're supposed to be, but when you are in alignment with yourself, the money flows. Okay. I have watched it over and over again with myself and with my clients. It's like one of my favorite, coolest things. It's like this like secret magic trick that just happens, because just like the clay, once you get it centered, you can shape it. You can move it. You can mold it. You can create whatever you want with it. When you are aligned, you can create whatever you want, and you will have the funds and the means to do it. You guys, do you see the cool correlation with this? Like, it was so beautiful and so cool and fascinating having this, especially because, like I said, Emily, our teacher, was just like, no, this is the first step. And it's usually the hardest, which, hey, you know what? Aligning with ourselves, letting go of all of our masks, making sure we're listening to us, not all the people around us or everything that we've been told we should be or shouldn't be or should do or shouldn't do. Like, that is the hardest step of getting into alignment with you and your wealth. But when you do it, when you truly align with yourself, when you get centered and you quiet all the noise around you and you really hear you, you create beautiful things, and you create with intention, and you create with ease and with joy and with pleasure and with fun. And the pieces just fall into place. They really do. And I have a whole process for helping people get into alignment with themselves. You know, one of the key things being a process called innate drivers. Some of you have heard me talk about those or have gone to my retreats where we do this. But there is this whole process that I walk my clients through, because I want my clients to listen to themselves, to align with themselves, to center with them, and like I said, with their higher power, whatever they believe, what their higher power is, but knowing that you are making a decision that is leading you to creating your life in the way that you want to create and live your life. So next time you see beautiful pottery, I hope that you look at it and you realize that it had to be centered and aligned in order to be created. And then I want you to think about yourself and think, okay, if I'm wanting to create more and beautiful or different things or something that's more in alignment, what do I need to align with in myself? What do I need to center? Where do I need to adjust the pressure, adjust the anchoring in? What do I need? And as always, I am here to help. I love watching women get into true alignment and centering with themselves, and then watching the beautiful things that they create and they get to experience. Because, literally, I got a message this morning of someone just being like, thank you for what you do. Thank you for being this example. Thank you for giving me these opportunities and opening these doors for my life. And I'm getting more and more of those messages, and it just thrills me because I want you to live a life that actually lights you up and makes you feel alive, because that's why we're here. We are here to experience, we're here to live, and we're here to do it in a wealthy and aligned way. So have a beautiful week. Go and look at some pottery and sign up for the newsletter. Stay tuned for more. There's lots more goodness that is coming up this year, and I'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed this episode, there are more tips, tricks, and fun ways to bring in money in my weekly newsletter. Sign up and get all the juicy details every single Monday.